ready for the Blackout Part 2?
Come to this blackout ready to have fun.
In July 16th in Atlanta, Georgia.
It's almost time for the blackout. Hey, is you ready for the blackout? Hey.
Excuse me. Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with a new video for you guys. Please make sure you start this video off by clicking that thumbs up button. If you're a first time watcher, I hope that you click that subscribe button. You can click the little picture over Mikkel's head, or you can click the subscribe button down below on this video. What I was about to say, as you just seen in the previous video, the blackout is 5 weeks away. If you have not purchased your tickets, please go to paypal.com to get your tickets. Also, we are going to Six Flags the day before on July 15th, and we will be going to Six Flags at 10 a.m. in the morning. That's the time we are meeting up at Six Flags. We want to get there early so that way we don't get there later in the day and be waiting all these hours to get on rides. So the earlier we get there, the better. For more information, you can go to the Facebook page event where we have the blackout and the Six Flags information. So we're going to get into this video. Earlier this week, Hillary Clinton received the exact number of votes she needed to win the Democratic nomination at the Democratic Convention next month in Philadelphia. And it was announced on Monday before California and the other 5 states went to, do their polls or caucus. And, I think it was just a little bit too early to go ahead and do that. I think the Associated Press and all the other stations should have waited to announce that. Just let all the other states go, because now you're making it seem like, well, it don't matter if y'all vote or not. So she got the nomination, and I enjoyed Hillary Clinton's speech about about women, and she was just very excited to get the exact number of votes, and she want change and all of that good stuff. And I thought that on Tuesday night we would see Bernie Sanders drop out, but he did not drop out. He said that he was going to continue his fight to Washington, D.C. For their vote next Tuesday, and that he would go fight this all the way to Philadelphia, which I was surprised about, because it's like, we all know you do not have the math to get these nominations. To get the nomination, you complaining about the super delegates, yet you want to steal super delegates to win a nomination, and it just wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be fair to all the people that voted for Hillary Clinton. I mean, she had 3 million more votes than him. She's won more states than him, and it just wouldn't seem right because she has way more super delegates. So you're saying that the people don't know what they're supposed to be doing. And it was announced that President Obama and Senator Sanders, they were going to meet today, well, this Thursday. Today is Thursday. They met today. Sanders had nothing but praise for President Obama and Joe Biden, and he said that he would still, do his thing for Tuesday, but he didn't say that he was going to go fight. He was going to fight the process. So he also announced that it was also announced, like right after Senator Sanders spoke, that President Obama will now be endorsing Hillary Clinton, and he had taped this video on Tuesday. And it seems like the Democrats are really trying to get their shit together, because they see that the Republican Party is in a disarray right now. And Donald Trump has just been saying things, and right now you have all of these people that supported Donald Trump, that said they were supporting him. Now they up here cleaning up this big mess that he's making by saying that a judge who is of Mexican descent should not be running his case. Mind you, he's been on this case for 2 years, but now all of a sudden he don't feel that this judge can do his job because he's a Mexican. And Donald Trump has been saying all of this stuff about Mexico and how he was going to build a wall. So it was just a hot mess for the Republican Party. But the Democrats right now, everyone seems to be falling in line and, you know, they're going to support Hillary Clinton. And now it's just that, you know, they want to get those supporters, the people that were supporting Senator Sanders, they want them to get on board, which it will be tough because you have a lot of people saying Bernie or bust. If it's not Bernie, then I'm not voting. So, you know, it's tough right now. I don't know if you're one of those supporters that's Bernie or bust, but I would like to know what would it take for you to earn to go to the polls to vote for Hillary Clinton. What are your full thoughts about this? What's going on?
You know, I'm happy that she won the nomination. I said a long time ago that she would win. It's funny because after she got the nomination, there were a lot of people coming out and saying, oh, you know, the system's rigged and this, that, and the third, and whatever the case may be. And I was asking a lot of people, you know, I think we all know that in some form or fashion that in politics there can be a lot of shady things that happen. But, you know, I found it interesting because a lot of the Bernie Sanders supporters were saying that it was rigged. And so I asked them, well, would it have still been rigged had he won the nomination on Tuesday? Oh, that's not the point, that's not the point. Well, you know, you're saying it's rigged, but then, you know, my thing is, like you said earlier, Hillary Clinton was able to get those votes. I commend Bernie Sanders because he was able to do something that Hillary Clinton was not able to do. Bernie Sanders at 74 was able to energize a younger crowd. Something Hillary Clinton was not able to do and still is not really able to do. So I commend Bernie Sanders for that because it kind of reminded me of President Obama back in 2008. He had so many young people energized and ready to go out and vote in 2008. And that was the same thing for Bernie Sanders. But Hillary Clinton just was able to get more votes than him. And I wish that once it came down to the wire, like, listen, you know, and I'm gonna say something about the superdelegates too. Once it came down that Hillary Clinton got the votes that she was that she needed, I think it was like 2,383. Once she got that 2,383, I think Bernie Sanders should have then said, you know what, I'm like way behind her. I think he was like at 15 or 16 something. It was like, I'm way behind her. I need to gracefully bow out. I need to do the exact same thing that Hillary Clinton did back in 2008 when she realized I am not going to be able to beat Barack Obama. So I need to bow out gracefully, and I need to help him in any way that I can to make sure that he's the president and not John McCain. It's unfortunate because Bernie, I read something different. Now, I know a lot of people are saying that he said today after the meeting that he was still going to fight, but I read that that's not necessarily what he said, that he basically was saying he's going to see how he can work with Hillary Clinton in the future, work with her, how to work with her in the future.
He still said that he was going
to
to
I didn't see that. Yeah, okay, see, I didn't see that. I just read the thing that was on CNN. Okay, but see, and that's another thing too. It's like, come on, because the whole thing with the superdelegates, while Hillary may have more superdelegates than Bernie, the convention can be a different story. Once the convention comes, the superdelegates are always able to change their mind. So the ones that voted for Hillary now, once the convention comes, they may not want to vote for her, and they might jump on Bernie's bandwagon. So we don't. So that's what the whole thing with the superdelegates, which a lot of people feel as though superdelegates are really not even needed. I don't. You know, it's just a little silly to me. But I mean, it has to come a point where we say, listen, we're going to have to put our differences aside and say, listen, I don't want Donald Trump to be president of this country. We see how he talks about Muslims. We see how he talks about Mexicans. God knows what he's saying about black people. We see all these derogatory things that he says over and over and over and over again. And you can never get a clear answer from him on anything. On anything. It's sad because we don't even really know what Donald Trump plans on doing with this country other than building a wall between the United States and Mexico. That's the only thing we really know.
Bringing companies back to the United States.
And bringing companies back. We don't know what he plans on doing about jobs. We don't know what he plans on doing about the education system. We don't know what he plans on doing about the infrastructure. We don't know what he plans on doing about anything. Or nothing. We don't all, and he just talks. I was saying something yesterday. Donald Trump is one of those people that he sees you, and he sees that you're angry, and he feeds off of that. And so he says, now that he sees that you're angry and he sees what you're angry about, he takes all of that and he starts, and then that makes you say, oh wow, that guy right there, he's for me, you know, because he's saying everything I want to hear. When truth be told, he don't really give a fuck. He's just saying that so that you can come on his bandwagon and vote for him so he can be the next president of the United States. That man has not a clue on what to do. He really doesn't. And when you have somebody like Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton is far more qualified. Far more qualified. Let's put aside the emails and that whole, you know, she's a liar and all that. She's far more qualified than he is.
They all are liars anyway.
Every last one of them.
They lie.
Every last one of them are liars. Every last one of them. But who's the more qualified liar?
Hillary Clinton.
Like, seriously.
Hillary Clinton.
Like, it's unfortunate because, you know, I really do think, I was thinking about this all this week. Bernie Sanders has only been a Democrat for a year. You know, he,
30 years
even himself, he's been complaining about a rigged system, but yet you're running
for a party
that's rigged, and you yourself has says that the system is rigged, but yet you're running for a party that's rigged, and now you're upset that the party that you've been saying all along has been rigged has not been supporting you like they've been supporting Hillary Clinton. Well, I'm confused. Why didn't he just stay as an independent? Because now a lot of his supporters are saying you need to run as an independent. But my thing is, why didn't he do that from the beginning? He should have did that from the beginning. It would have made things a little bit more tougher for Hillary Clinton. It definitely would. But at least Bernie Sanders and his supporters would have had, they wouldn't have had all this, all the systems. Listen, I don't understand how this man is going out and he's saying all these things, but yet you want the very system that you're calling rigged to support you. It just doesn't make sense to me.
I think probably because running as an independent, you wouldn't be able to make as much noise, and him turning into a Democrat and challenging Hillary Clinton, because everyone just thought, oh, Hillary Clinton's a shoe-in. Ain't nobody's gonna. I
don't necessarily agree with that, because look at 1992 with Ross Perot. Ross Perot made it all the way to the debates. He made a lot of noise. Ross Perot at one point in the 1992 election, he had what's the word I'm looking for? When they do the, he had higher poll numbers than George Bush and Bill Clinton at the time. I mean, Ross Perot was up there. So much up there that he made it all the way to the debates. I think he was like at the very first debate that they had. It was like Ross Perot was there and he was running off. I think he was an independent. He wasn't a Republican or a Democrat. I think he was running as an independent. But I mean, Bernie Sanders could have definitely did that. Can you imagine if we would have had a third party this year? That would have been a very interesting race. Very interesting race. But I just feel like Bernie Sanders, I think that it's time for him to step aside and to get on board. If you're not going to get on board, that's fine. That's fine.
But you know, I like what he's doing. Like, basically, since clearly I'm not being elected, I'm being nominated, and if y'all want me to support you guys, then this is what I want. Because he can do that. He can do that because he has a lot of leverage with the young people. Yes, President Obama has the same thing, but Bernie introduced a lot of new people to the Democratic side to be able to vote for him. And Hillary Clinton, she knows she needs that support. She needs the support. I don't think they're going to run over to Donald Trump. I hope not, but it's still important. And I think what he's doing is he's trying to stop all the corruption that's going on, because it's corruption on both sides. But he can help change that, and he wants a voice in this. And I think that he can do that if he works with Hillary. Maybe he could be her vice president, or maybe even he could be in her cabinet if she's elected to be president. But, you know, I would love to see what are they going to do to all work together, because we only got 5 months, and that comes like that. What's going to happen, I don't know. But I think that, you know, I understand where he's coming from, you know, but I want him to do this now. It's like right now, the Republicans are in a disarray. They got Donald Trump on fucking teleprompters now because he can't be himself. Him being himself is hurting them, and they're tired of cleaning up after him. And they know they fucked up. And they know they should have did something about him a long time ago. Now they don't have no choice. Well, us, we all have to get on board. We need, because Hillary doesn't even talk about Sanders no more. But we need Sanders to stop attacking Hillary, stop trying to fight this, stop putting everybody against each other. We need to be on all one accord. Even if you don't agree with Donald Trump, stop going to his rallies and fighting with people. Throwing eggs at people, throwing tomatoes and beating them up, and it's not going to change anything. What you could do is take your ass to the polls and do not vote for Trump. And vote for someone who is presidential. That's what I feel. But I understand why people be upset. Like, we don't want that rhetoric and narcissism, because if Donald Trump came to Philadelphia, it probably would have been the same thing. And I don't agree with it, but can you imagine him on Broad Street coming to the Liquor Center, having a talk, or at the Wells Fargo? It would be a mess. But I do hope that the Democrats get it together. Everyone gets on board with Hillary. Then you got President Obama. He's going on he's ready to go on the campaign trail. He's going on campaign with her next week in Wisconsin, and it's just going to be. They're like, we ready. They're ready, and hopefully Hillary is ready. And I know that Elizabeth Warren is ready because she got her little speech coming against him. Like, Hillary, let Elizabeth Warren do all of that. Attack, fight. Don't you fight Trump. You just be yourself. And be ready for him at the debates, because he's going to come for you. He is going to come for you. So you need everybody on board that know how to clap back and everything. You need to be prepared. He's going to get you in one of them debates. He's going to get you. So be ready. He is. He's going to get his ass together.
Yeah. And I'm going to say
and she needs a firecracker of the vice president.
He's gonna try to come for her husband too.
He is.
And her husband.
Yeah, he's ready next week. He said, "I'm coming for y'all next week." Why you gotta wait till next week though, Donald?
He's gonna try to bring up, if they say that during the debate with Hillary and Donald that Donald is this type of person and he's this type of way with women, well, what about your husband? And that's.
He's gonna get it one of the debates.
And yeah,
it's gonna be good. All the television networks are gonna be ready for them ratings.
Yep.
Oh my
God.
Gonna be stuff. So on Monday, also a judge in the Brock Turner case, he was accused of raping a girl at Stanford behind a dumpster 2 years ago. She was unconscious, and he was raping her behind a dumpster, and two guys stopped him from, doing what he was doing. And he was caught and everything. He went to trial, and the judge sentenced this teen to only 6 months in prison, and he will only do 3 months in jail. Now, I don't know if he has to do the other 3 months at home or house arrest, but this story has had a lot of women going off about this. Because here it is, like, you tell women if you're raped to speak up and say something about it. Then when something is done about it, you only do a slap on the wrist. Basically, that's what it is. And he'll be a sex offender for the rest of his life. But no, that man needs to go to jail. The prosecution was trying to get at least 6 years. And the judge said only 6 months. And the girl wrote a 12-page letter. Some of the things she wrote is, you took away my worth, my privacy, my energy, my time, my intimacy, my confidence, my own voice. Now this young boy's father wrote a letter saying, my child has his whole life ahead of him, and he should not be punished for 20 minutes of pleasure. Oh yeah. And this guy, he even wrote his own letter and did not admit to it, nor did he apologize for what he done to this girl. And everyone, even his family and friends, they all saying like, y'all gonna take his whole life away from him for this because he was only 20 years old at that time.
Yeah, but he raped someone who wasn't even conscious.
Yeah.
She was passed out.
That's that privilege. Because ain't no black man raping no girl.
No, there was a
months.
black guy, the black guy who was in the news, who was speaking about this, who said that they threw me in jail for 6 or whatever how many years, and he didn't even do it.
Okay. Yep. He was a swimmer and all of this stuff, and don't punish myself.
Did they even say who this judge in this case was?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A woman.
This judge name
is that him?
Yes, Aaron Persky. His name is Aaron Persky. Now they said that he's been a judge for 13 years and he's never had any issues, but this is his biggest case. And then on Tuesday, in California, he ran unopposed. So now people are like, we want him out of here.
Right.
So they're trying to sign petitions and everything to get him out of office or to have someone run up against him in November as a judge. But even as a man, this young girl will live with this for the rest of her life.
Let his daughter get raped.
Yeah. Oh, he would have threw the whole book at him. But to say, even if they recommended, whoever it is, I can't remember the exact name, but even if they recommend this is what you should charge him, no. You being a judge, that girl reading her whole 12-page letter.
And he got caught doing it.
Yes, they caught him. The 2 guys caught him. Even one of the guys was crying because to see her in that condition. And you say, hey, just 6 months. That's not right. And something needs to be done. And there needs to be state laws against rape. If we can have maximum terms for having a gun, we should be doing the same for rape victims. Because they have to live with that forever. And ever and ever. It will never go away. I can't imagine being married to someone who has been through something like that. That is horrible to do. And to just say, oh, yeah, just 6 months. Fuck out of here with that. He needs to know that, he did something serious. Just like that guy who was fucking driving a car, he was like underage, killed 4 people, and they said, oh, we'll give him house arrest. No, we'll give him 10 years probation. And if he ever drinks again or if he ever do this, he's going to have to go to jail. And then they caught him and his mom over in Mexico, and he was still drinking, doing him, and his mother was on the run with him, protecting him. Then he comes home and they say, oh yeah, you got to do 2 years. 2 years in prison because he suffered from influenza. Oh, my family has too much money where I could do whatever the fuck I want to do.
I never even heard of that.
Me either.
Before that case, I had never even heard of that.
Never.
I thought it was a code.
Code for bitch, I'm paying these judges off. I'm repaying. So y'all gonna let my son slide. There needs to be maximum prison sentences for things like this.
Affluenza, whatever.
Yeah, affluenza. Influenza is the flu.
Yeah, I knew it was something that had to do with flu.
13 years.
I kept saying, why do they keep telling that this boy got a cold? Why do they keep telling us that? Affluenza. I never even heard of that. And nobody seems to care.
No.
His mom, his dad, nobody.
You
hear about that band, when one of the members of that band had wrote in supporting him, and
they banned her.
They ain't banned her, they banned the band.
The band. Okay.
Y'all can't play here.
They say more than 650,000 people have signed a change.org petition calling for Persky's ouster, and some people at Stanford, his alma mater, want him removed from the bench. The judge had to bend over backwards to accommodate this young man's request for probation.
Right.
And they say he won his seat on Tuesday as he ran unopposed. I'm still mad at the dad saying 20 minutes of action. My child's life shouldn't be destroyed because 20 minutes of action. Who is his father? And the family's getting death threats and everything.
Be quiet.
Because they don't, you don't have no remorse for what your son, I want to know who his mother is.
What school does he go to? Because he shouldn't go to that school. The school should kick him out.
I think he went to Stanford.
And if
he was a star swimmer.
If he is able to go back to that school, not the judge, I'm talking the boy.
Yeah, he was a swimmer.
They should whoop his ass when they get back there. Whoop his ass.
Mind you, rapes kept happening on that campus, and then I guess it stopped afterwards. 2, he was a swimmer at Stanford.
Maybe he was one walking around raping people.
He probably was doing that. And he has to register as a sex offender for the rest of his life. But I feel that's not enough.
No,
that's why I say some people should get beat the fuck up, and women should be able to be a part of it. Just like that man jumped over. You seen the man jump over that thing in court?
Yeah.
Because his child got murdered. Like, they should be able to get 5 minutes to do whatever the fuck they want to do. And pick a weapon of their choice.
Yep. And fuck them up. If you don't do nothing else.
People think I'm crazy when I say that, but I'm serious.
That's sad. And you know, when that guy went to turn around and look at that man, and the camera didn't show you, but he said afterwards, he said that the man was smiling at him. Like something was funny. Like, you killed my daughter and then you put her in a trash bag. You put her body in a trash bag. And then you smile about that in the courtroom. You think I'm not going to jump over a table and try to whoop your ass?
Somebody in the prison probably going to fuck him up.
I wouldn't have even went up to the podium to say nothing. I wouldn't have been able to do that. I don't think I would have been able to do that. I probably would have had so much rage in me that I probably would have either stayed home or probably wanted to whoop his ass once they gave me the opportunity to walk up. There is no podium. I'm going to go straight for him.
You would just have to be in contempt of court.
Because it's just like, I can't even imagine how it is for family members when they see the person who did harm to their loved ones, like rape or murder, like to see them for the first time in person. Like, it's hard. That's horrible.
And some of them just don't care. Like, they already given up on life. They don't care. So that's what they do.
What?
Just smile and look stupid.
And look stupid.
They know that they're going to get a reaction out of you and the judge. They know. Excuse me. So I want to talk about this topic that Elle Varner discussed on her Instagram, and a lot of people were enraged with her, but I do have an opinion. And yes, I can give an opinion even though I am a man. Like, some people be like, how can you even, like, where do y'all even get that from? You can't give an opinion because you are a man. So, someone posted, when you interrupt a girl's school day to force her to change clothes or send her home because her shorts are too short or her bra strap are visible, you are telling her that making sure boys have a distraction-free learning environment is more important than her education. Instead of shaming girls for their bodies, teach boys that girls are not sexual objects. So Elle Varner went into a response and said, this is the most ridiculous thing I've seen in a long time. 2016, we have grown women out here promoting slut culture and validating their personal choices and actions behind phrases like slut shaming. If you want to be loose or provocative, then be that. But do you really need to encourage young, innocent, impressionable girls to wear shorter shorts and show their bra straps in school? These are the same women throwing around the words feminism and women empowerment. Let's be 100% real here. Call it birds and bees, human nature, whatever. But each gender was born with body parts arguably made for procreation and exchanging pleasures. The average girl will be of childbearing age at 14, and the boys the same age experience completely natural raging hormones. Kids are curious and mischievous enough without us shoving sex down their throats. So we can encourage these kids who luckily don't live in the dark ages or in times when little girls were married off to be someone's property, since these young girls, challenging as it may be at times, have access to the same education and jobs as men, which wasn't even the case 60 years ago. Does it really hurt to encourage the girls to dress for success, focus on their free education, and preserve their innocence a little while longer? Elle Varner. So,
well, I'm glad you understood, because I couldn't tell if she was agreeing or disagreeing.
She was disagreeing with women that were saying that whoever posted that, and for the women that agreed with that, she was saying, like, basically, women go to school to learn. They should not be wearing, like, your bra strap shouldn't be visible. You shouldn't be wearing too short shorts, and you shouldn't be, you know, having your cleavage and all of that stuff.
That's what Elle Varner was saying.
Yeah. And she was saying that this is why, you know, if women want to with that, you do that, but don't encourage a girl to do that. So basically, that what she was saying.
Right.
But people went in an uproar
About
her saying that. Like, oh, what are you talking about? You don't have no idea. People were just going in, and I mean, in her Instagram account, she had to delete the post, and people are still leaving comments under other pictures of what she had to say. And I think this is basically all the hit dogs hollering at her. Now, let me tell you something. As a man, I have nieces. First of all, I don't let them walk around in this house with short shorts on or anything provocative with a fucking tank top. No, you're growing breasts. You know, your bodies are changing. You can't wear that in here. So I wouldn't want them to go to school wearing stuff like that. Okay? So don't tell me, oh, you a man, you shouldn't have an opinion on that. Yes, the fuck I can have an opinion. And what if I did have a child? What if I had a child? I would not want my daughter going to school like that. Yes, they go to school to learn, but boys are going to be boys. And yes, men and women should teach their children that women are not sexual objects, okay? But women and men should teach their daughter that they should cover up and leave something to the imagination for these men out here. Boys will be distracted. Boys are going to have those conversations, just like girls have their conversation about the boys. But I just don't think that it's right that girls should disrespect themselves by going to school like that. And to me, it is disrespectful. I don't care what you say. And no woman or no man should be letting their child go to school with short shorts on and tank tops. Even boys couldn't even get in school with a tank top on. And it's not about being a distraction. You just can't wear that in school. And that's why they enforced all of that uniforms. You know, so people that with less money wouldn't feel like, you know, I gotta dress this way and look that way, but it was also to keep you, you know, in line, to keep you in a uniform, because soon you'll be going to work. So we want to start y'all off early by dressing this way. So you wore the polo, you wore the slacks, or you wore shoes. I don't think you could wear Timberland boots or anything like that, but you wore whatever you had, and that's what it was. But I just don't agree with girls dressing provocatively going to school. I don't agree with that. And you have your whole life, so my mom would say, you got your whole life to be grown. So enjoy being a kid while you can. Be a fucking kid. Because being an adult ain't no fun. Because every 30th day, or every first of the month, bitch, somebody want a bill. And that's not fun. Okay? They want a bill. They want their bill to be paid.
Because I'm back on just about 2.
They're like, bitch, where's my money?
I'd be like, damn, can I
just got paid
with this?
And it's always going out. Something always going back out.
And then the little bit of money that you do have saved, you don't want to touch that.
Yes.
So then you walk around broke. Because you got this saved, so you don't want to touch it, so I'm broke. You know? You make one appointment, then you make another appointment, and wait for the parts to get here. You wait for that check to come, and then that takes even longer.
Okay.
You know? I could have did better than going the hell out there and getting some reef from off the damn street for paying for this ass.
Okay. You tried.
Okay? And I wouldn't have to do as much. But I tell you one damn thing, that check better be here tomorrow.
Okay.
This just don't make no sense. Everything you just said, I agree with you 10,000%. Like, and I'm shocked that people were actually attacking her. Like, why would you attack her for not wanting little girls to go out of the house dressed that way?
I want to read some of these tweets because I say I'm going to read some of these tweets.
Like, I don't understand why that would be a bad thing. You don't want your daughters to be out there to be... Come on, like Kevin said, boys... Now, I do know about boys because at one point in time, believe it or not, I was one. So boys, our minds are different from girls, and I say this all the time. Females, I don't care what nobody say, females are smarter than men. They just are. And I will say this until the day I die. Females are smarter than men. Men, guys, especially when we're young boys, especially teenage boys, we think with...
Because it is starting to get hard, and everybody's talking about sex.
I told one of the, I'm not gonna say her name, but I told one of the, you know what I'm talking about, the one with the 2 sons. I told her because her oldest son is 10 now, and he's about to get, you know, and I said, well, listen, sooner or later, he's gonna be in that room locking that door, going in, okay? Because he's coming to that age. He's coming to that age. Because young boys, they are always thinking about sex. Why? Because that thing downstairs, females, I'm sorry, y'all have no clue. That thing downstairs is always jumping up. When you are a teenage boy, it's always jumping up. It's always jumping up. I know some of y'all may think, no, it is. It's always jumping up.
And even at the wrong time sometimes.
And sometimes at the wrong time. Of course, when you get older and you become an adult, you can control that. And so, but as a young teenage boy, it's always jumping up. So can you imagine when these young boys are in school and they see these girls walking in class with these shorts and these, and of course that thing gonna jump up. It ain't even got, the girls don't even have to touch them. It's just gonna jump up. So yes, why wouldn't you want your young girl to dress appropriately so that she won't have 3 or 4 or 5 guys all up over her, touching her and all that? No, like come on. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like, and then for people to attack Elle Varner because she spoke out against young girls walking around like that, like Kevin said, it had to have been the hit dog Tyler. It just had to be. The ones who allow their daughters to walk out like that. The ones who allow their nieces to walk out like that. The ones who were doing it them damn selves and didn't see anything wrong with it. Like, it's crazy, but go ahead and read that.
This is the girl, she said, this is Monique Jador Quig. Not your place as a man. Appropriate is subjective. 1 and 2. What they wear should be protected in the sense that boys should be taught to respect them. Then she said something, I don't know, some people responded to her. Somebody said, I agree, but I'm sure they have been women who wear uniforms that have been raped and were not asking for it. Then somebody said, she's loud and wrong. History has proven you can be fully clothed and still be sexually assaulted. Then someone said, and then the girl responded to him, my entire point. My little sister get told what she can't wear to school because she has curves. Then somebody said, the problem is she conflated 2 issues, slut shaming and appropriate school clothing should be discussed separately. No, I got exactly where she was coming from. It wasn't about the slut shaming. She was saying that these grown ass women are upset about their children being told what they can and can't wear to school, and you should be teaching your daughter don't do that. So and then someone said, bingo, it's on the men and women to keep their hands to themselves and for society to protect them. But something that wasn't brought up was rape. Rape wasn't brought in here or discussed at all. What is being said is that when you wear particular clothing, you do become people's eyes. You do become a distraction. Even though you don't want to be a distraction, either you're going to be distracted by them looking at you or touching you. And you should not be wearing that at school. You should not do that. Even as an adult, some women, I see some women and some men on Instagram or in public, in person, wearing things because they need attention. Instead of wearing something that will leave to the imagination, they walk around with everything all out because they want to be seen.
You know what's funny? I'm sitting here thinking. Now that post, that original post with that sign, that was for girls in schools, right? I don't know about some of y'all, but a lot of times, I remember we had 2 meetings at my job for my particular department, and this woman came and she spoke to us. We had a conversation, and then she spoke to us about how we should present ourselves and what we should be wearing and what we shouldn't be wearing. And she broke it down to the females on what should be showing and what shouldn't be showing. And what the woman said in our meeting is exactly what that sign was saying. Your bra strap shouldn't be showing. When you bend over, we shouldn't know what kind of panties you got on. And it's crazy because you think like, well, why does it matter? But it does matter because a lot of times you see women bend over and you, just like men, and you either see their ass crack or you see their panties they got on, depending on how small the panties are. If they're too small, then you won't see the panties, you'll just see the ass crack. And the same for guys. Some guys, they bend over and you see their boxers and all that. You shouldn't see that. For the most part, I know a lot of grown men, when we're at work, and we got on the undershirt, we tuck our undershirt in.
Okay, and better have it belt.
Okay, so when I bend over, you don't see nothing but the white of this shirt. So you would never know what kind of drawers I got on. You would never know what kind of drawers I got on.
Men must be groomed.
Right.
Trimmed.
You must be groomed. Don't come to work smelling like you just walked out of a damn zoo.
And it's a shame they got to put that in there.
And it's a shame, Kevin, it's a shame that we got to have meetings like that with grown people. I had to ask one day, is this a daycare or is this a hospital?
So,
Because I don't know what's going on. It's a shame that you have to have meetings like that, but you really do. You do. And I get totally what that post was saying. Yes, you should teach young boys to keep them hands, and nobody's not saying that you shouldn't. Nobody's not saying that you should. Nobody's saying that females, you have to do this, and boys, well, y'all can do what the hell y'all want. No, nobody's not saying that at all. But I think coming from a guy's perspective, we would want your females to dress appropriately. Why? Because us as guys, we know how guys can be. We know how, when you can tell a young guy, don't do that, and how they sneak and do it any fucking way. I mean, come on. Let's be for real. No, we're not blaming the girls. We're not blaming the girls at all, because the blame goes with the guys as well. But why would you as a female want to be disrespected? Why is you as a female want to walk out of the house with your bra showing and all that? Why would you as a female want to have on short coochie cutters going to school?
attention.
Other than attention. Other than attention. And trust me, those guys gonna give you the attention that you're looking for. They are. Yes, you can be raped in a full uniform. Yes, you can. But please, like Kevin said, leave something to the imagination. If females gotta leave something to the imagination, I gotta leave something to the imagination too. I ain't never walking the streets with my pants sagging on
And
my
I
ass.
hate that.
Never ever. Huh?
Never mind. I never had a fat butt. Remember that?
Now I have a fat butt.
No! Shut up! Shut up!
First of all,
But go
to be
back to
honest with you,
that.
I'm not walking around with my ass hanging out, sagging anyway, because sagging backwards is nigga.
And I feel,
Okay?
and
Yes, it is. Only nigga do that.
I feel uncomfortable.
I ain't
with
doing
my-
that because I ain't nobody
I don't
dead.
have a belt on right now, and I feel uncomfortable keep having to pull my
Yes.
pants up. It's the most uncomfortable feeling.
No, trust me. I don't wear a belt all the time. Why? Because my stomach then got so big that everything holds up by itself now. And once I lose the stomach, I have to start putting on the belt.
And some
But I
of
don't
them they
have
go
that
to the
time.
club, you know, they got the see-through, sometimes they got the things showing. I mean, it's just for attention, but it doesn't mean, and of course, we're not going to say, oh, that's the reason why you got raped. No, I would never say that. And you shouldn't be raped for wearing stuff like that. But when you are grown, I say, hey, wear what the fuck you want to wear. But as a child, let a child stay in a child's place.
And not
that's
in
how
adult
we end
space.
That's how we're going to end this video. So we're going to go drop y'all topics that
This
I
video is another one?
Oh, yeah. Because we got to talk about Bobby Brown.
Oh.
And Miss Sissy.
She
So-
responded?
Oh, hell yeah. So, we're going to... Make sure y'all watch the next video. We'll be back.
As she should have, because I was waiting for her response.